Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yes Have Some Podcast.
Do I? Yes, have some. Yes, have some.
My name is Craig Goldberg. Welcome to the show. We are super happy to be here. We welcome you into our homes and our YHS studios every week. And you know what? None of you have ever invited us into your house. What? These listeners.
That's not true.
Want to visit their house?
Too many of you invite us over.
Oh, right.
Exactly. I was like, that doesn't sound accurate.
Yeah, I remember early on in the podcast getting messages from people like, hey, I'm going to be in Atlanta. Do you want me to come over? Like,
Who are you? Yeah, come on over.
Loaded question. Do I want you to come over? No, we've, in all honesty, Abigail, we've made so many friends from the podcast. We've been in people's homes.
Yeah, we have. It's cool. We've seen some cool homes.
We've seen some
tours of homes.
We mostly tour your homes.
Home tours. YHS home tours.
Well, welcome to the show. Whether you are a new listener or viewer or a returning person, we thank you for being here. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, do all of those things to let YouTube know that this is content that you enjoy. And if you're a traditional podcast listener, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, we appreciate your support because you guys have been there all along. Abigail, how are you?
I'm good. I'm recovering. I had a busy weekend. I slept like all day today, which has been really nice. So I'm rested for the podcast, and I'm excited to talk about trailers, movies, everything that we have going on. Ghostbusters Day coming up.
It's crazy.
A lot of exciting things.
It's kind of weird. The 40th anniversary of Ghostbusters is slowly sneaking up on us. We're only 2 weeks away. Jacob, how are you?
I'm good. Your intro talking about going into people's houses made me it reignited wanting to do that thing where we fix people's collections, like show up at their house and tell them how bad their displays are, but then help them fix it and help them like.
I feel like
first person we're going to go to Zach Meyer's house because I want to see his Mario collection.
We just want to see it.
Same.
I just want to see all those Mario toys.
I feel like in this fake, what are those shows called? Like with the guy where they rebuild somebody's house. What was that guy's name? The guy from
Trading Places, Ty
like,
Pennington.
Yeah.
He
Trading.
Mm-hmm.
We just watched
Collection Masters.
Oh no, not that movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Trading
I imagine
Spaces.
Trading Spaces.
Yeah, I love Trading Spaces. That's where like they redo a room in your house.
So it's like that, but for toys and collectibles. Abby, in this fake scenario, I imagine you're wearing like a brown work belt with some tools.
Oh my God, yes. I'm coming in, and no matter what, I'm knocking down a wall. I'm like, this wall's got to go
No matter what.
right here, and I just,
It's an apartment. Just hammering into somebody else's living room.
100%. I move into their space. It's fine. That would be, I still think that would be really fun. I just want to be able to go into people's homes and do stuff. But yeah, to be able to like kind of renovate or like redistribute a collection and make it look new and special.
It would be fun.
Yeah.
It would be fun. I just imagine immediately going to somebody's house, like, we're going to have to see your top drawer every time. Top drawer.
Oh, Brittany's mom's vibrator.
Yeah.
We do that in every house.
Yep. Yeah. We do the Brittany's mom's vibrator bit.
Yeah, dude.
Every time. Yeah, that would be fun. It's something we've talked about a lot, Jacob. I don't think so. First of all, just because you collect toys and have a good collection does not necessarily mean you have I think it is actually kind of a skill set to
display aesthetic.
Yeah, to display and to know what looks good and like to have like a museum quality display. It takes effort. And one of the issues is, and we've talked about this a lot, is there's not great shelving and display options out there in the world, like in general.
Is this your Shark Tank pitch?
No,
Greg?
hold on. We're not going to go there because that's a real idea. Okay. But I don't want to give away my ideas. But
he's gonna cut that out. Abby.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I know
he doesn't want people to
There's
know.
just no space for creative, movable.
Stop.
Nobody fucking knows what I'm talking. And you haven't. Okay, all right.
Just stop. You just could stop. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. But Jake, like we've talked about it forever. A lot of time you're kind of reduced to like bookshelves at Walmart or Target.
Yeah,
because you're lucky enough to have an IKEA.
Right, because there's not a ton of IKEAs, in short distances of every. I got to go really far to get to an IKEA. And a lot of people do. So, other than that, there's nothing in my town, where I could get good shelving. Like I got all Detolfs in here now, but even with all the Detolfs, sometimes I come in here and I'm like, it's a little boring looking. It's a whole Detolf. It's like
I'm getting sick of Detolf.
Mix it up a little bit, maybe get a different kind of shelf to break it up here and there. But most people, before this, it was all just like Target and Walmart bookshelves because that's what's available to so many people.
Well, and
shelving is fucking expensive.
Yeah, it's very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like even IKEA, like the Detolf was kind of the collector standard forever because it was $60. It was the only way to get a glass anything.
Yeah.
And now they doubled in price and then they discontinued.
But now they don't exist. Yeah. But they did. I mean, I remember there were times where I was going to IKEA and buying 4 and 5 Detolfs at a time. Like I've done that multiple times. And $120 is crazy.
Abby, if there was only a solution to this problem.
I was going to say, if only someone could fix this need in the market, this gap in the space. It would be cool. Shelves are important. I also
shelves are important.
I'm growing wary of the Detolf. It's a lot to clean, and it is kind of like flat in a way. So I'm ready.
It's not very dynamic, but you can. Right. That's one of the biggest issues is people who get Detolfs and then just put like 5 action figures on one shelf and like
you gotta know how to fill the Detolf properly.
How to stack a layer. Yeah,
but it also helps to be like Craig, like your collection. You have Detolfs, but you also have those big, fancy cabinets, and it looks good to have. And even in here, so I got a lot of Detolfs behind me and over to the side, but then over here, there's different display cases, and it just helps to break everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't want to assume that everybody knows what a Detolf is. So a Detolf.
For those of you watching, you can see Detolfs right behind Jacob and Craig, but Craig's are blurry. But you can see Jacob's well.
But we've had listeners reach out recently and say, "Hey, I'm new to YHS." So like a Detolf, that's just so you know how like IKEA has all of their names for all of their their what's like
products.
Their products. IKEA is
furniture.
Swiss.
What do they sell?
Correct. Is it Swiss?
Yeah,
company?
I think so. Yeah.
Sweden.
They're Swedish.
Anyways, Detolf in Sweden. I don't know what it translates to, but that is the name of their the commonly seen, square four-tiered kind of. I don't know, just their basic display.
It's a shelf. It's a glass shelf.
It's a glass shelf. You see it in a lot of collections, but
it's good for collections because it doesn't have a border or there's nothing. The construction of it doesn't hinder seeing what's inside. Like I have another IKEA shelf that's right here, and it's like a little shorter, but it's got big black border around it, and it kind of cuts off your vision. And that was one of the things that was good about the Detolf is. It's all glass, so you can see everything really good.
There we go. I'm no longer blurry. I just looked it up. Detolf.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Detolf or the dictionary.
Well, it's not. It's a name. It's a male name.
Okay, like a Christopher or something.
Yeah, it's like if we like if at Target or like Walmart, the most American company ever, like they're shelving some.
I gotta go buy some Jeffs.
Gotta get some Erics.
Dude, my friend got 3 Davids. Can you believe it? They look great. So yeah, we're always talking about our shelving and our displays, and let us know on social media or here in the comments or wherever. Let us know if you have any tips and tricks. I'm always impressed and inspired by the way people display things. So very cool. And yeah, that is a good idea for a TV show. Put it on the list.
Yeah.
Yep. And IKEA started in Swedish town of Almolt. There you go.
You almost
you guys almost got it. Sorry. God, are we?
I just figured IKEA was a country, and that's how it's.
It feels like
over. It's taking over.
I'm going to be the king of IKEA one day.
Yes. It's a sovereign land.
Well, IKEA is invading. I don't know if you heard.
Yeah. So anyways, so we're gonna get into some stuff tonight. We've got trailers to cover. There is a brand new trailer for a movie coming out, and it involves a grandfather passing away and a young girl discovering secrets
Lineage.
in the attic. It is not a Ghostbusters movie, but Beetlejuice Beetlejuice.
Oh, it is the same plot, isn't it?
Yeah. There's some similar
Ghosts are involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to break down the
A
trailer.
mom who's just trying to keep things together.
Yeah. And we're going to break down the trailer for Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, and then we're going to have a longer kind of I want to have this discussion. It seems like there's a lot of talk these days about box office, what's happening with these movies, why are some movies struggling, some are overperforming. Is the movie-going experience dead? Some say yes. Jacob texted me last week and it just said, it's over. And I was like, oh man.
Is that in reference to going to movies?
He had just finished dinner.
Oh, okay.
No, we were talking about movies. We were talking about movies.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that here in just a few minutes. I do want to talk about Patreon real quick. If you want to get involved and support YHS directly, you can go over to patreon.com/yeshavesome for all of your bonus audio content. 6-7 years in the can of archived content you get access to immediately for as little as $5 a month. And we also have the Discord, which has been really fun, especially during this Ghostbusters time. It's a good place. Jacob, would you say there's not that many there's a lot of places on the internet to talk and hang and discuss Ghostbusters, but not a lot of good places.
None of them are good. No. The Discord's like this, but no,
Discord's as good as it's gonna.
The Discord's as good as it's gonna get. But no. There's tons of places on the internet that just turn into arguing or whatever, and Discord doesn't have that. Every now and then there's a tiny argument, but we go in and we say, hey guys, hold hands, and then they make up. So Jim and Boris haven't had an argument in a long time. So
yeah, that's good.
They're the only ones,
Yeah.
So it's Discord's good. A lot of good stuff in there, like quality discussion.
I can sometimes tell when Boris wants to.
He does it on purpose, I think. Yeah. I'll see him post something and I go watch. I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's go. I like it. When
it's a good monitored, safe space for hanging out with everyone, kind of being on the same page or caring about the same things. On other places, there are other. I still go to the GB fans forums and stuff like that, but you just get a lot of like weird people who are like, this is how this is how we're gonna fix the franchise. Then it's like, oh boy, I don't know.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that from you. But lots of good discussion. We love our YHS patrons and the supporters. So check it out. Patreon.com/yeshavesome. Before we get into Beetlejuice, let's talk about Ghostbusters. So GB40, 2 weeks away. It doesn't seem there. I feel like Ghostbusters and past anniversaries, 35th and 30th and 25th, there was more of a, like an official logo and kind of a celebration of the franchise. Doesn't seem like there's going to be that much as far as marketing the 40th anniversary, at least not as of yet. I've got some theories about why. Abby, what do you think? Are you excited about?
Is Ghostbusters turning 29 this year? They don't want to say 40.
Yeah, they don't want to say it.
Yeah, okay.
You're right.
Yeah, they're like that guest that's like, don't tell them it's my birthday. I know that it says that, but please, we're not celebrating.
They're embarrassed when the waitresses sing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've had that happen where it's like, it's not my birthday.
It's not. Ghostbusters will be 39 forever.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I feel like in a year where Frozen Empire just came out, and I know that they want to move the franchise forward. It's really important to open it up to new generations. Sometimes things like anniversaries can date you and make you feel like a little passé and old, and like, what kid's going to be like 40 years? I remember when I was a kid, actually.
Yeah. Oh, I want to go watch that.
You're right. I remember when I was a kid and like, whatever, the 50th anniversary of Wizard of Oz came out, and I was like, oh, it's so old.
Right.
I thought it just came out.
Hey, also, it just doesn't matter. Like anniversaries, like especially for movies, it's just a nostalgia bait thing. Like, we know how putting a movie back in the theater because it's 30 years. Who cares? Like,
right.
We don't have to celebrate it's not a living person. It doesn't have a birthday. We don't have to like.
It's always going to exist.
It's manufactured like excitement for a movie just to be like, and like we don't need that. Ghostbusters is above that. Ghostbusters that's for Back to the Future, who hasn't had anything added to their franchise in fucking 30 years. Ghostbusters is well then all you have is Ghostbusters has toys and comics and movies, and like that is a franchise that is moving forward. We don't have to fake a celebration to get people to remember it because it's around.
Sell Blu-ray or DVD.
Right.
Yeah.
Having said that, Abby, I very much expect a 40th anniversary Blu-ray set and a DVD coming up. They're going to announce it very soon.
I'm not going to not get 40th anniversary merch if it comes out. I think it's cool. It's something that if it's not like hugely widely broadcast and celebrated, it's something that I'll personally celebrate. And yeah, watch the movies. And I'm excited about upcoming Ghostbusters Day stuff, and just it's a fun time to be part of the franchise. And I think there's more coming down the pipeline, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. And I think that like 2 weeks before Ghostbusters Day for the last 8 years, we've had the discussion of what do you think they're going to announce? Everyone gets excited. And I think the problem is after years of really not getting a lot, 2 years ago, they announced a shit ton of stuff.
But none of it. None of it has happened.
Some of it has come true. The VR experience at Dave & Buster's. We did that. We did it.
That's true.
Very real.
We did. It was way different than they were.
I know.
They were really talking that thing up.
No, but
it was fun.
Frozen Empire.
But we got a movie.
We got a whole ass movie.
The comics did just come
reinvigorate.
out.
Comics came out, and then what else? We're gonna have. They announced an animated series. No, we haven't had any word on that or the animated movie. So maybe listen. I don't believe we'll get updates this year. If I had to predict anything, if like announcement wise, maybe we get something from Hasbro. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like maybe like some product announcements, but
I just think it's I wouldn't expect it, and I think it's selfish of us to expect like it's the 40th. That means they're going to let's just get together and have fun and celebrate Ghostbusters. It doesn't mean we have to be like told, here's what's coming next.
Right.
Shovel it down our throats.
Well, we're still Abigail. We're still in the Frozen Empire time. The DVD's not even out yet.
Yeah. Exactly. There's still footage I haven't seen that I want to see. So yeah.
Take your fucking popcorn buckets and be thankful for what you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to see something really dumb? Now, there's not an official 40th logo yet, but you give me 3 minutes and a fun idea.
Oh, God.
Check this out.
Why did you do this?
Oh, my God. I thought it was going to be This Is 40.
Turning 40 and looking sporty.
Sporty.
Wow.
I guess that
Did you
makes
make
sense.
that?
Melnitz looking
this morning.
sporty.
This is so stupid.
I mean, okay, here's the thing. Is it dumb? Yeah. Is it better than any logo they might actually come up with?
Yeah.
Yes. As I look over and see these, like, there's like doing this or doing that or like all the other stupid, like.
Well, I think the all-time
DVD
audio
logos.
For our audio listeners, it's just the Ghostbusters logo with yellow sunglasses on, and it says turning 40 and looking sporty, which, hey, maybe that catches on. I think the all-time.
Let us know in the comments if you want that.
I think the all-time bad logo is when they did the GB1 and GB2 DVD, and one hand has the 2 and one hand has the 1.
It's so weird looking. I hate it. I was like looking over. I feel like I got a couple things that have. Didn't FanFest have a weird logo, or it was on the DVD that they gave out at FanFest or something?
I'm trying to see. God, I can't. I just type in Ghostbusters 24th logo.
Oh yeah, remember I'm looking at it right now. The 4K, the signed Blu-ray they gave us at it's got that logo on it that you're talking about.
Right.
Stupid.
This was the 35th logo.
Ugh. Yeah, he just stuck his finger in Slimer's ass, just like Trevor.
It's like an inkwell. That's how you write. I want that.
Proton quill.
It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I want that.
And
Back to
then
school supplies.
now, do you remember this was a this is interesting. This wasn't even a real one. This was like an early concept for the 35th that turned out to not happen, but this is a better logo.
Well, that's
like
because it looks like Kenner. It's purple.
I know.
It looks
I'm
like
such a
toys.
sucker.
Yeah.
Guys, they made it purple. So yeah, some interesting anniversary logos over the years. Maybe we don't need them. Maybe just like
use
you
the
guys said.
Ghostbuster logo. I mean, there's the reason the Ghostbusters logo is it's perfect. You don't. There's no need to change it.
It's iconic. But anyways, so happy GB40 almost. I'm sure we'll have some videos, some content. Try to do some more interviews. Logan, we got to get Logan. We've been working on it. Adam, we need Logan back on the pod.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he's been busy. He's on whatever the latest Walking Dead iteration is that's going on.
Oh, the Dead City.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to him. Looks like he's doing well. And yeah, I just want to catch up on his performance in Frozen Empire because it was so funny and such a big role.
Have we talked about publicly when we were now that we were finally like 10 years removed from when we went to set? I feel like we could just talk about everything now.
Yeah.
When like we haven't released this video yet, but let's just talk about this. We're going to release it eventually. We did we filmed a fun thing with Logan.
Yeah.
Like a little clip has been out, but there's more. We'll just say that we spent about an hour filming with Logan at Raise a Cult. And between takes, actors, no big deal. It's not. I asked Logan, I was like, so what's it like to get a pack this time? And he was like, I don't.
He was like, they gave me a hammer. We were like, what?
Oh yeah, that's before we knew
they gave me a fucking hammer. We're like, what are you talking about? That's
really funny. So we'll have to release that, but we did put up a new video. It's on the YouTube page with like 13 minutes of stuff we have not released yet. Stuff from the Paranormal Research Center, stuff from Raise a Cult. I think it's pretty fun. I think it showcases our personalities a little bit. It's basically all the stuff Sony asked us to cut.
It's all the stuff Sony tells us to cut.
Yeah, it's all the good stuff.
Props department, firehouse, all kinds of stuff.
I really thought. Abby? What did you think of that?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I was happy to get that out there because it's the personality stuff that was kind of like, just kind of ended up on the cutting room floor for the main posts. But
they didn't want us to make jokes.
Yeah,
that was one of our.
We're like, we're gonna do a vlog. They're like, we don't want vlog. We want this to be pointed and poignant and focused, which is not necessarily what YHS does.
Well, they were also like, hey guys, wouldn't it be really cool if you guys did a video with Logan Kim? We were like, yeah, let's do that. Yeah. And then at the end they were like, no, we don't. We changed our minds. We don't want to put this out either.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Cool.
It was supposed to come out, last September for International Podcast Day. And then Sony decided they did not want the first ever look at Frozen Empire to
be ours.
You're right.
This is an alligator. You like alligators, Jacob?
Because there wasn't anything out yet at the time.
That's
and I remember we were like, "When's this trailer coming?" And then I remember there was a point where we were like, "Is our video going to be the first look?" And then Sony's like, "No, it is not going to be the first look."
Then Sony's like, "Is their video going to be the first look?"
So then we changed it, and then we took the International Podcast Day stuff out and made it its own thing.
Right.
And then it just didn't fit in with what the rest of the Firehouse stuff. So
that is really funny.
Which annoys me because it's such a fun video.
It's fun. Yeah. We'll release it eventually.
It was really fun to make. Logan was a great sport. We made some memories. It was fun.
Yeah, and it makes us canon.
Yeah.
Thanks, YHS Canon.
He
It's basically a fan film. We did a fan film.
we made our
We did. We made the only good Ghostbusters fan film.
No Oscar.
no Oscars in it. One of the first pieces of feedback we got when we sent over a cut of that was it was in an email, but it basically read as, "This is great. We need to button this up a little bit." And we were like, "What does it mean button it up?" They're like, "We don't really want to go for funny." We're like, "It's Ghostbusters.
It's Ghostbusters, right?
It is funny."
Yeah.
What does that mean? They don't want it funny.
I was like, "Madam,
you're like, do you understand what you're asking? So you
Do you
want
know who you
us?
invited out?
You want us to make a video with Logan Kim about teaching him how to be a podcaster,
yeah."
That's
and
serious.
you want us to take that seriously, and you think people are going to like that? You think that's going to be enjoyable to watch?
For clarification, this was not Ghost Core. This is Sony.
No,
Yeah.
This is different.
Sony.
We love Ghost
This is a
Core.
whole other.
We love
Ghost Core
Sony,
would have been
too.
like, we don't give a fuck, put it out.
I was like, "Madam, I assure you, the Ghostbusters audience, and the Yes I Have Some audience, want funny. And we will
Also-
bring the funny."
You should have said, also, nobody's going to find us funny. So you're good.
Just for us.
It's only a small window of people.
Yeah, when she was like, "We don't want to go for funny," I was like, "Oh my God, she thinks we're funny." Well.
So you're telling me
Say we
there's
have a chance. That's what I was about to get to. Yeah.
I was like, "Listen, lady. Listen, Mrs. Sony. You put this video out with us and Logan Kim.
Sony.
I would just expect some box office receipts." By the way, when the movie came out, my mom texted me. She goes, "So, is the stuff with podcast in the movie?" I was like, "No,
He's in it.
he's in it." Unfortunately, Gil Kennan did not want to allow iPhone 11 footage with no lighting into the movie. But anyway,
So
it was fun, and it was. It's really crazy that we're on the back half of that, and we can kind of look back now. But I'll tell you what, Ab,
Yeah.
sitting on that stuff and not talking about it for a year was really hard.
It was tough, but it was a fun little, like, it was a boost of like knowing that we'd done something that others hadn't. That was kind of exciting. And it's still something that we can sit on and know that others haven't seen. Yeah.
It also, can we also say this? We filmed it while they were literally filming the end scene of the movie right outside.
Yeah.
So we would be filming, and then all of a sudden you would hear the Ghostbusters theme come on.
Yeah.
And we would just be like, so we're like having to cut and wait. You could like hear Gil over the thing, and you know, you
Ray
could hear
Parker Jr.
Slimer's sounds and
Yeah.
stuff. And we're just like, guys, we're trying to film something.
Yeah, we'll definitely put it out, and then we'll put out all the bloopers.
There's a
and,
lot. Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
all of us, including Logan, I think, dropping F-bombs at certain points. Like, you forget he's 17 now. I said much worse at 17.
I'm gonna tell his
Nobody gave me a hammer. At 17. He's great. I'm excited for him. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. Okay, should we get into this Beetlejuice trailer?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say that we're rolling here.
Yeah, you buried the lead for 28 minutes.
Yeah, way to go. We just accrued a bunch of fun comments.
Hey, the YHS listeners love it. The toy anxiety people,
They hate it.
no,
Yeah.
I will say this: the toy anxiety faithful love it. The new people who are like, they're going to talk about turtles tonight. They promised. They don't like it as much.
That's exactly what they sound like.
Yeah,
They all sound like God. What is his name? The guy who works at the news station with Irma.
Yeah.
And
Vern.
the guy's name Vern. Yeah, they all
Yeah.
sound like Vern.
They're all like, I thought they were going to. They promised to talk about the Technodrome, Irma. Hey, while I load up some clips from this trailer, did you guys see the entire Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles voice cast is going to be at Dragon Con?
Oh, cool.
But hold up. Which Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, I was like,
voice
which
cast?
one?
There's
The most
a
recent
million
movie,
of
Mutant
them.
Mayhem, or like?
The originals.
Okay.
Rob Paulson and the lady we The lady we have a feud. The lady we feud with, Renee Jacobs, because we didn't ask if she was getting a figure.
Oh my God. Okay, not Paige Turco.
Not Paige Turco. No, cool. Listen, it is cool, and
yeah,
those guys. That's. Can I just say it? Those are my turtles.
That's a good crew. Yeah, those are my turtles.
Those are my turtles.
Wait, hold on. So the 1990 the cartoon.
The cartoon.
Is what we're talking about. Okay.
Cartoon animated.
Yeah. Those are my turtles.
I was like, Corey Feldman's going to be a Dragon Con? Is he?
He might be, but
dude, I hope he wait. That's a dream Dragon Con.
That becomes Jacob's entire of Dragon Con.
Well, because they would let him like perform. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you imagine going to Dragon Con and like watching Corey Feldman actually
2 a.m?
Oh,
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back.
After show in the drum circle.
God, it will be so bad.
Oh, it'll be so.
Are we
awesome.
Are we gonna watch this? Have you guys? You've watched it already?
I watched this trailer,
multiple times. No, I'm not gonna play it because I don't want to get dinged. But we can kind of scroll through it and highlight some stuff. But before we do that, let's just kind of talk about our initial reactions, anticipation levels, all of that. I know all of us, we talked about it on our preview episode this year. There's a little bit of like, oh man, legacy sequel. We've seen a lot of this over the last 10 years, 15 years. Beetlejuice came out in 1989. That means it's been 35 years. Jacob, I'm going to go to you first because I feel like you had the most hesitation, and the first trailer didn't really reveal much. So let's hear some thoughts here.
Well, it's hard because I still have hesitation, and as soon as it starts, I feel like Winona Ryder is not. She seems like she's still doing Stranger Things to me. Like she doesn't, other than her looks, I don't get like classic Lydia at all from her.
Okay,
and it's weird. I don't know. It's just weird because like I don't know what to expect, but. Michael Keaton is like, it's like he just is Beetlejuice. You know what I mean?
He
it's
can't
like
help.
He is so fun to watch. He is so like, he looks good. He sounds good. It look like all of the Beetlejuice stuff looks great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I'm still like, I don't know, man. I can't get like, I don't want to get overly excited for this movie, then go see it and be like, ooh, it's not good.
You got to guard your heart. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
you're in, right? You're all in on this.
Craig?
Craig.
Well, Jacob and I have not revealed our.
We haven't talked about this at all.
Yeah, none of us have actually sat and talked about it. Yeah, and I think, Craig, you should be honest.
I hated this trailer, and I'm
surprised you do.
My excitement for this movie has diminished significantly.
I'm so surprised.
Why? Oh, interesting. Well, let me say my thoughts, and then we'll get into it. And I want Abby to give your thoughts too. First of all, we've all lived through this generation of legacy sequels from, Jurassic World, Force Awakens, Ghostbusters. We had a panel at Dragon Con talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Halloween.
Yeah. Right when I said the bad, Abby went the Halloween.
Halloween.
Did you say bad legacy?
Did you bad?
Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Halloween. Let's make Laurie Strode like an NRA ant.
And Scream to some degree. Some of those.
Yeah. Okay. So, the beginning of the trailer starts with this introduction from Lydia, but it kind of I agree with you. It kind of feels like Winona Ryder is just being Winona Ryder in that. But disregarding that, the trailer has all of the hallmarks of one of these legacy trailers, right? First of all,
everything in this trailer happens in the original Beetlejuice.
Right. And I will never use the term member berry in like a serious way because that's what people on the internet do. But it is like the Leo DiCaprio pointing at the TV going, it's the thing. So first of all, they take the Harry Connick Jr. song. Harry Connick Jr.
Harry Connick Jr.
Harry Belafonte. They take Harry Connick Jr. from Independence Day and they put him in there. No, they take the Harry Belafonte song, and they do like the slow down version
it's
of
the
it.
Same music from the teaser.
From the teaser, and they start setting up what the plot is going to be, which is, my grandfather died, and then there's the voiceover of, when I was a teenager, a maniac demon.
That's such an awful line. That feels like they might have put that in the trailer just for people who aren't sure what Beetlejuice is, which is crazy. That to me, that's dude.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
Listen, as close as we've gotten with Sony and Ghostbusters and some of the inner workings, that feels like something the studio made them put in there. You know what I mean? Doesn't it feel like something they were like, you have to have a line explaining Beetlejuice in this trailer?
Right.
Yeah. Right. 13 and 14-year-olds don't know. So,
hey, guess what, Ab? They're gonna figure it out.
They're gonna figure it out.
They're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. Yes. And yeah. So
opens on this like church scene. I don't have any issues with all this. Hey, Catherine O'Hara's great. Can we she doesn't do much in this trailer. I'm a little worried she's probably not in the movie that much.
Mm-hmm.
But she goes to the nether world at some point.
I think so. And I think that the netherworld stuff and exploring that other side is going to be where maybe more of the fun can happen, and I'll be looking forward to seeing some of that stuff.
I mean, there's apparently a dance number happens at one point. There's a shot in this where everybody's dancing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shot in the trailer where everybody's dancing. And I'm like, oh, what is this?
Yeah.
So we've got Winona Ryder back as Lydia, who let's just have some fun with this. We'll almost do it like a fuck budget as we go. Jacob, where does Lydia Dietz rank on your, like, was it like childhood crush territory? Were you just like, you wish you were her? Both?
Yeah, a little bit of both, especially because, her disdain for most things and people is something that I can relate to as a child and now in my life. And, And a lot of the themes and the kind of things that are going on in Beetlejuice, especially with her, is I definitely sided with Lydia. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too. I love Lydia Dietz, and I think Winona Ryder's had a good second half of her career, like a good resurgence, right?
Sure,
like
absolutely.
Stranger Things and everything else. So she's back, and then her daughter is played by Jenna Ortega. Abby, where are you on Jenna Ortega? Like, just in general, her rise to stardom.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I really liked her in X, and I'm not going to say that I loved the Wednesday Addams, the new show on Netflix. I didn't watch it. But I do think that she's a really strong actor, and I think that she's got a really good scream and energy about her, and she's very magnetic. And there's something about her that is intrinsically Winona Ryder-esque, so it makes sense that she's cast as the daughter of Winona. I mean, I think that she can take the Lydia Dietz thing and be and embody it. But I'm not gonna. If I can give my general feelings about this trailer, I'm probably at a 4 out of 10 on the whole thing. I'm not super duper enthused, and I'm a little bit worn down from legacy sequel-itis, kind of. There were a lot of notes of this movie that reminded me more of the Addams Family than of Beetlejuice. I don't know if anyone else felt that, but I think I'm just a little wary, and I don't know if why now is kind of the thing that kept running through my mind. Why is this happening? Is it because of the resurgence in
why is this happening
in Winona Ryder's career from doing Stranger Things? Is that what is it? Yeah.
Well, they famously have tried to make a sequel to Beetlejuice for a very long time, as early as the early 90s. You can read the script for Beetlejuice Hawaiian Style online, where Beetlejuice goes to Hawaii.
Okay.
So that exists. Jacob, Jenna Ortega, it almost feels like this is where I'm at, just from a plot device wise. I'm not 100% sure it needs to be this like generational passing the torch. Like you could just bring Beetlejuice back and do a new original movie. It kind of seems like they're really leaning heavy on back to the town, back to the house, back to the same characters. Listen, we love that, but it's not a perfect formula.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I want to give it a little bit of its due. Like, we are getting multiple new characters. There's lots of new characters in this trailer, and then there's a couple. I mean, there's a lot of really main characters from the original that aren't coming back. So they're at least changing that up. But yeah, it is like. It does look like just like a carbon copy of it's like the exact same plot as Beetlejuice. But I mean, also, I don't know, dude. It's like you can look at it one of two ways. You can look at it and be like, well, why are they doing that? It should be something different. But then you could also be like, well, Ghostbusters 2 is our favorite movie, and it's identical. Like the thing is like, oh, you should do something different, be creative. It's Beetlejuice. Why does it got to be this? But then also it's like, well, Beetlejuice is a perfect movie. Why not just have fun and just make something similar? Who cares? Like it's Beetlejuice. So
I would say honestly, my biggest gripe is the trailer. I do not like the trailer. We've had this.
What is it you don't tell me what you don't like about the trailer?
It feels like, okay, let me tell you what I like about the trailer. First, Michael Keaton.
He's great.
You're 100%. He's back as Beetlejuice. Yes, Michael Keaton's older, but like, there's no doubt in my mind he will embody the spirit of Beetlejuice, and it'll be nothing but fun.
Sure.
I think what I don't love about the trailer is what I love about the first Beetlejuice is, first of all, it's a movie made by Tim Burton in his absolute, like the height of his powers.
Yeah. I mean, it's his best. He's never done anything better than Beetlejuice.
Yeah. And that is there's such a specific feeling to that movie and to those characters and to the set design. And when you're trying to replicate it 35 years later, you almost cannot help but feel a little bit like, okay, it's let's take what worked the first time and give everybody. That's one of the things I love about Afterlife. The number one thing I love about Afterlife is that it did not, until like the last 25 minutes, it was like its own thing, new setting and everything. What I do love about this trailer, though, I shouldn't have said I hated it earlier. That was a strong word. Let me back it up a little bit. Should I do a Beetlejuice voice for the rest of the review?
Look, you have to.
I'll tell you what, it's fine. Beetlejuice, great. Michael Keaton, great. Excited about Willem Dafoe. Excited about new characters. Excited about the Netherworld stuff. I'm going to talk myself into loving this trailer by the end of it. You guys know how I am.
Yeah, I know how you are. Yeah.
Sandworm, the stop motion, whether it is actually stop motion or if just
I think it is. Yeah.
All of that stuff looks good. I think my hesitation is just the cutting of the trailer and the like voiceover explaining the original Beetlejuice. That like takes me out of it. I hate that one. I just hate it.
I hate that line, but I try to. We've had these discussions before. Trailers are different now. You know what I mean? And movies are made differently now. And studios have so much input that I don't know if that kind of input has always been there or not. But that line at the beginning seems so. Dude, watching this with the sound off.
Yeah.
This looks amazing. I'm looking at this and I'm like, it's Beetlejuice. You know what I mean? Like, this part of the trailer where it's just a bunch of clips. Right. It's like, look at it. Danny DeVito's in it.
Danny DeVito has a little.
That's great.
So I'm also 90% sure whenever I don't know her character, but when what's her name, Monica Bellucci or whatever.
Oh yeah, Monica Bellucci. Yeah,
she's holding somebody up in the air and says, "Where's Beetlejuice?" I'm 90% sure she's holding Danny DeVito.
That's great.
We know her character is Beetlejuice's ex-wife. Willem Dafoe is playing a character called Wolf Jackson, a ghost detective who in real life was a B-movie action star.
He's a Ghostbuster.
He's a Ghostbuster.
Yeah. All right, we're turning it around. I'm getting excited.
Maybe the things I'm most excited about this movie are the new things.
Yeah, that's it. The trailer is a greatest hits of the original film for people to be like, oh yeah, I know this. I remember this. I'm having fun watching this. And also, like, what I'd like to think, and who knows, but I would like to think that Tim Burton is trying to be like, well, let me show them the bits that they already know.
Right.
Let's keep the other stuff for the movie. That's what I hope, because I don't want the whole movie to be fucking like, Beetlejuice.
You have to make an accommodation, I guess, because it's the first trailer and it's trying to introduce or reintroduce to like younger generations, I suppose. Yeah. So yeah, I'll give it a pass on that. But yeah, as we're watching this, there's any of the new stuff looks really exciting.
I will say this though. This is not necessarily fair to the movie or what the movie will be, but having lived through the excitement of Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels reprising Dumb and Dumber, Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall coming to America, Keanu Reeves, Alex Winter, Bill and Ted. Like
one was bad. Yeah, but also though, like 2 weeks ago, me and you sat up until 3 a.m. watching Dumb and Dumber 2 clips and laughing.
We did laugh really hard. But like overall, you cannot compare that movie to the original.
This is the thing. I think the trailer looks fine. Do I think this movie is going to be like as good as the original Beetlejuice? No, I don't have that kind of anticipation. But my hesitation, it doesn't lie on the visuals. It doesn't lie on any of these actors. It's Tim Burton's track record, because I do not think Tim Burton has made a good anything in a long time. It's been a long time. So I don't know, dude.
Do we think this is at the beginning of the movie?
You think that's Beetlejuice? You think that's... Well,
because remember, the end of the first one, his head gets shrunk.
Yeah, I know. But also he says, where's Beetlejuice?
Oh.
And he's also wearing a name tag that says, hello, my name is Bob. And there's clips where there's a bunch of those people with the shrunken heads. So I don't know if that's actually Beetlejuice and he's like, where's Beetlejuice? And he's like, I don't know. Or if that's a different character.
This is a cool shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of Beetlejuice with his eyes bulging out and his tongue down.
The thing about this, I don't understand as a toy person, and specifically as somebody who loves Kenner toys, how could anybody see that picture of that Beetlejuice with his eyes popping out and not get, like, to me, that shot excited me more than anything because it made me think of the toys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's insane. And there's not going to be proper toys likely. And that's
not at all.
And then, the trailer has a lot of fun beats to it. I think I would label myself as cautiously optimistic, or maybe just cautious. Cautiously cautious.
I want to be surprised and delighted by it. So I guess having, judicious kind of like expectations.
Right. But Michael Keaton is great. And it's a shame. I would have loved to see him playing this role multiple times, like 10 times. Like we get so
just a
weird.
Bunch of Beetlejuice movies.
We get so weird about these movies. Like there's nothing wrong with holding these things in reverence, but it's like, if something's fun and it works, like just do it.
Yeah.
Why does it take 35 years? Same with Ghostbusters. Like, why did it take so long?
Yeah.
I don't know. But so this will be coming out in September, and this kind of leads to another discussion, which is separate. How successful do we think this movie is going to be?
How successful is any movie these days?
Yeah, I feel like the track record of like how big movies that we're anticipating tentpole movies are like, they're underperforming. So we'll see.
There's a chance movie theaters don't exist by September.
By September?
They're all done. It's like, I just saw the new Mad Max Furiosa in the theater. There's a chance by September inside every theater are like gangs like in Mad Max.
That's great.
We're in a weird time for box office where across the board, like the problem is if you get on Twitter and you see people fighting about this, everybody comes at it like with an angle to say half the people are like, box office is dying, theaters are dying, this is all Netflix's fault, this is all the WB's fault because of COVID and everything else. And then you have people going, well, look at this movie, super successful. Look at this movie, super successful. Deadpool just had a ton of pre-sale tickets. So, but like across the board, people are not going to the movies nearly as much as they used to.
Yeah.
So I just want to talk about why. Just like in general, I think we can figure it out real quick.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know if there even has to be that long of a discussion. I feel like it was a couple things that happened all at once. And I think it probably started a little before COVID happened. But I think COVID happened, and that put such a halt on movies. It scared a lot of people into being in crowds, right? Like rightfully so at the time. But a lot of people have not picked up doing those kind of things since COVID. So you got people who don't go because they don't want to get sick. And then also a lot of the studios, around that time would put movies straight to streaming, they did it to save themselves because they were like, well, people can't go to the theaters. My theater was closed,
Right.
So movies started going straight to streaming, and then that never righted itself. It turned into, okay, movies are back in the theaters, but if you wait 2 weeks, you can rent it, or some movies would go to theaters, but they also go straight to streaming. And that ruined it. There's like a couple things that all happened at the same time. And it's just like
the structure of it all.
Yeah. Like the general audiences don't care about movies the way like we care about movies. And, I get annoyed at you guys sometimes for your movie watching habits. You know what I mean? Which is a dumb thing, but it's like, we are the people who care about movies. You know what I mean? So it's like regular people, they're like, no, I'm not paying $12 to go sit in a ultra, like they don't want the experience. They want to just put it on their fucking TV and they want to not have to pay attention, which is the opposite of the point.
Well, people have been kind of trained, right? Like, well, Abby, I want to get your thoughts on this before I go off on the diatribe.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, basically, I mean, I think that, like I was saying to what Jacob was saying, is that the structure of it has changed. There's now a point in the movie's release that we know there will be an option for us to watch it at home. And that was not always the case. It used to be like, this movie is going to be in theaters. It's the only place you can see it. And it's a huge experience. And you want to see how people react to it. And you want to be there with your friends and you want to be there with your date and whatever.
Yeah.
And knowing that the convenience of like, okay, I can just sort of set myself up at home and be safe here and be isolated and not be a part of this community feeling, which for me, going and seeing movies is the closest thing that I have to church or like going to having a religious or spiritual experience, is seeing a really good movie and then feeling that camaraderie in the audience. It's vital. And I think about like the big Marvel movies that came out and how important it was to be in a big group of opening night people who are excited about it. I don't know how, just with the release, the options that people have nowadays, it's like, it's kind of messed up the way that things were for so long. And I wonder if there's going to be like a nostalgia boom for people wanting to go back to movies as like, I don't know, maybe at the 10-year mark from COVID or something like that, where it's like, oh yeah, remember this thing we loved?
It's the anniversary.
Yeah,
let's go to the
back.
Movies.
Exactly. Like I hope that there can
What's
be a
the logo going to look like? Sorry.
It's our 10-year anniversary about going to the movies.
Abby, I agree. I think you're right. And then it also it's also like theaters have gotten, like I only have one theater in my town, and it's not a great theater. It is run by teenagers. There's no, like, you're also I feel like the generation right under us grew up like with phones in their hands. And I mean, I've had a phone in my hand daily. I'm not saying like put your phone down, but
yeah, but I had about 18 years where I didn't growing up.
But a lot of people, the people right under us, like that's what they do is they talk and they're on their phones. And I feel like it's gotten to a point where nobody has, man, I don't know exactly how to put it. Nobody has like
attention spans for sure.
Attention spans, respect to other people. And it's hard to go to a movie theater now and not have a group of people just talk through the entire movie or be on their phone. Like I've been in the movie theater where people are literally talking on their telephones.
Yeah.
And they don't think they're doing anything wrong or annoying. And I think like, so you got people who don't go anymore because they don't want to be around that. You got theaters that don't like keep up the theater or, you know, like there's always trash in my theater. You know what I mean? It's just never clean. Movies are not projected right. I've like had an ongoing thing with my theater where I'm like, I went and saw Jurassic Park in the wrong format, or you know what I mean? Things are fucked up, and it's like, so you have people who don't go because of that. And then people who don't go because of what Abby said. And then people who don't go because of COVID. And people who don't go because the movie's on TV. Mm-hmm. It is getting expensive like everything else on the fucking planet.
Or they could just go on TikTok and watch somebody break the movie down for them.
Exactly.
Is that where you were going? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Yeah, I think that's that. It's what the deterioration of like the upkeep of the theater.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not every theater. There's still, especially small art house theaters that are awesome that are keeping the torch lit. But
yeah,
I feel just to add to your point of like the etiquette within a theater, I think that people being isolated for 3 or 4 years inside makes them a little bit more feral and maybe not remembering how we're supposed to kind of do this or how the movie experience.
People don't know how to act in public.
They don't.
And
right, because I mean they'd been home for 2 or 3 years watching The Office with somebody else and just texting and like immediately like responding and calling, and it's like it's a different world once you get into the theater.
I also think that the these are all really great points. Like the way that we consume media is just different. The way it used to be. Well, first of all, going to a movie in the 60s, this was a big deal. Like this is what people did with their free time. There was a sense of like, we're going to the movies. Back in whatever, the 40s and 50s, people got dressed up to go to the movies. And if you look at like any of the footage, like when Star Wars came out and the lines were like down the block and people waited like this was part of the monoculture. Everybody did the same thing. Everybody in the world saw Star Wars the week it came out because that was the thing happening and that's what everybody did. Obviously, we are in a time now where there's a lot more distraction. There's a lot more to consume. You don't have to go see Furiosa because A, it'll be on streaming in 3 weeks, and B, you've got 6 Netflix and 3 Hulu shows that you got to catch up on first. So the way we consume media, the way that people treat the movie going experience, everything you guys have said has completely is true. Quality of film, I don't know. I think movies are great, but like we also live in a period now where a lot of independent movies or movies that would traditionally go and get big theater runs, those movies just come, they don't go to the theater. They just come to streaming.
Yeah.
So that is another thing that has trained audiences. So I know for me, my biggest reason to ever stay away is the inconvenience of other people talking, coming into the movie late, shining their cell phone, kids watching YouTube on phones, like just not good. It's just not a good theater going experience. And all of this has led to really weird box office, which is what you can get less distractions at home is like what I think the thing is. Like, well, also people want, like, we live in a culture now where everybody is like kind of what we talked about, attention spans, and everybody's very impatient and everybody wants the thing on their time. Nobody wants to be on anybody else's schedule. Mm-hmm. Right. And it's just a really like, the things that have made the most impact, like financially over the last couple years, like what happened with Barbie and Oppenheimer, where it became like an event, like it became a pop culture. You dress up to go to those movies. Yeah. Like,
but it's like, Yeah, but the only reason that shit happened is because that stuff got big. It's like you have to get big on TikTok or your shit's not gonna succeed. If the next Ghostbusters movie, if they can fucking get a viral TikTok, then everybody will go fucking see the movie.
Right.
Like that's why. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know, dude. I know I sound like an old man.
No, you don't. It's a different channel of like exchanging information and where all the eyeballs are. It's not how it used to be like E! News or like Access Hollywood or something to like find out information.
Or extra.
Sorry. Yeah, it's true though. It's a completely different channel and outlet that is accessible to everyone. It's a different world.
So Furiosa came out this weekend. Had about $170 million budget. 4-day weekend, Memorial Day weekend, 32 million domestic, 32 million international. Total take of 64 million. Lowest Memorial Day box office ever, or in the last 40 years. So for whatever reason, and by the way, this movie's got great reviews. Mm-hmm. People who are seeing it are liking it. But for whatever reason, this is not a movie people in mass said we're going to go see it opening weekend. And we all know that it's going to have a big drop off next weekend. And it'll probably be on streaming in a month and it'll find its audience.
Which is weird because when Fury Road came out, it was before Fury Road came out, there's a handful of people who cared about Mad Max.
Right.
Fury Road's the 4th Mad Max movie. Mm-hmm. And it's like a cult movie.
Gateway.
But like Fury Road, everybody I don't know how much money that movie made, but everybody loved it. Like Mad Max blew up. That movie is like, I mean, you could call that movie a masterpiece.
Yeah,
Fury
I
Road
would.
was great. People really loved it. So I was like really surprised that its follow-up, which is only a couple years later, with same characters, would not do well. And hey, I went and saw it Thursday. It might be better than Fury Road. It's great.
So real quick, Fury Road, 153 domestic, 225 international, but it was 9 years ago.
9 years. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that was like the second movie that was a big deal to me after seeing Guardians of the Galaxy for the first time. I remember I was like, okay, this one's gonna be good. There's a lot of good buzz about it. People are like, George Miller's still got it. It's incredible. And yeah, Tom Hardy in that role was like just amazing. I'm very excited to see Furiosa. In spite of like all the stuff we're talking about. I think that. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer to know that the opening numbers were not that great.
The other thing about it, which is like disheartening to know, is that Furiosa is I think all movies are better in a theater. All of them. That's how they're made to be seen. It's big, loud. It's the darkest you can get it. Like that. Movie theater screens are supposed to be a higher quality than what your fucking TV is. It is supposed to be the best version of how you're going to see the movie. It's not all the time, because sometimes the teenagers who run your movie theater don't know how to set the screens up. But it's supposed to be. So there are some movies that it's like, all right, well, something happened. I missed this. I'm going to have to watch it on my TV. It's fine. Furiosa, if you do not see that in a theater, you're losing something. Mm-hmm. You are missing out on something that you are not going to get on your fucking TV at home.
Yeah.
So
yeah, sound design, scope, all that kind of big stuff.
Another example here, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, doing pretty well. Like objectively, again, $170 million budget. It's made almost $300 million worldwide. That's I don't know, like the 10th movie in the whole Planet of the Apes, the fourth in the modern iteration. Mm-hmm. So that's doing well. Kong did really well. Kong Godzilla, like exceptionally well. Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I think that's still in the theater too.
Yeah. Ghostbusters, it took about 6 weeks to get to VOD, just crossed 200 million total. I think what helps Ghostbusters a lot is us, mainly us.
It's all
us and our funny videos.
$100 million budget.
Yeah.
So it's like people will immediately go, what about marketing? What about just stop. $100 million production budget. It's made $200 million in a year where Sony also released Madam Web. Like Ghostbusters is looking good.
It's doing good, but it would have done better if Ant-Man 3 wouldn't have come out.
Yeah. I think
That's a take.
I think Ant-Man 3 hurt it a little bit. Don't you think? The movie's awful. The movie's so awful. I think
as Paul Rudd lost,
like, did that diminish?
People saw it and were like, maybe I'm good on Paul Rudd.
No, I don't think that kept people away from Ghostbusters. So? No, I think Ghostbusters did well. I think Ghostbusters.
I'm not saying that it didn't do well. I'm just saying I wonder if it would have done better
without
maybe even marginally if we wiped Ant-Man 3 off the face of the planet.
Mm-hmm.
You do not like Quantumania. I think Ghostbusters Frozen Empire would do great if it came out like October 4th.
Mm-hmm.
People just like Ghostbusters in Halloween time.
And making it an event, though, yes.
There are people who... Sorry, I was gonna say the exact same thing.
Because Barbie came out in the summer, and it's like that's a summertime fun movie, and like it's
same thing with event. Beetlejuice. Push Beetlejuice to October, it will probably double its money.
Yeah.
But I think overall Ghostbusters is okay. Like I think it's going to finish in the top 10 or 15 grossing movies of the year. And you got to look at the modern.
That's not a bad place to be.
No, you got to look at the modern landscape. People go, oh, it didn't even make as much. The Answer the Call made more. Hey, guess what? Moviegoing was different in 2016.
Answer the Call came out when everybody went to the movies on Friday or Saturday just for no reason. People don't do that shit anymore. If
Ghostbusters Afterlife came out in 2016, that movie would have made $500 million.
Yeah.
You cannot deny the fact that there's still damage to the franchise because of everything that happened in 2016.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I like playing this like sort of like all-seeing, omnipotent. Like if we could go back into 2016 and like take out the Secret Life of Pets,
2016,
and see what happens. Just see how that affects the butterfly.
The butterfly effect of
like let's kill this movie. Yeah, let's switch this around.
I just think that people wanted Ghostbusters 3 forever. And it probably should have happened in 2010. Didn't. And then Harold got sick and all of that. So when it finally came out and it was a cultural firestorm
but it also came out during a cultural firestorm.
It came out
COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Afterlife. Mm-hmm. I was still talking about Answer the Call.
Oh,
mm-hmm.
So the point I was making earlier was that if a traditional Ghostbusters 3 would have come out in 2016 versus Answer the Call, I think would have been much more successful.
Yeah.
I think Afterlife overperformed because of when it came out. Like it was one of the first movies. And then immediately people go, well, what about Spider-Man? Like, listen, we can't just go around comparing Ghostbusters to Spider-Man all the time. Spider-Man is the biggest thing in the world. Like
Marvel was still top of its game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Marvel's kind of fallen now. They're still going to have, Deadpool's going to do well, but at this point, everybody's talking behind Marvel's back being like, oh, I don't know if you're seeing what Marvel's doing.
Mm-hmm,
hey, Marvel.
Hey, Marvel.
At the time, Marvel was still like hit, everything's great.
Mm-hmm. I think Ghostbusters, if they can figure out a way to make these movies for $75 or $80 million, it will continue to have success. It'll continue to make $200 million in the box office.
Yeah.
And if that's not good enough, then I don't know what to tell you, Sony. I don't know what to tell you. Make more Madam Webs then. Let us be funny in our videos.
No. Let us be funny.
Have you guys watched Madam Web?
The first 10 minutes, I couldn't.
I watched the entire thing.
Oh God, you can get nauseous from all the zooms.
The villain is 80 yard the entire film, and I looked it up because I was like, surely this is not. I thought it was just at the beginning. I was like, oh, this guy. At first I was like, oh, poor guy at the beginning got all 80 yard, but then I was like, oh no, that's the main villain. He's 80 yard through the entire movie.
Damn.
It's so weird.
It's bad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's end on this note. I got a fun little game for us to play. I have a list of all of the marquee tentpole big sequel movies coming out for the rest of the year.
Okay.
Let's just do a buy or sell. Will it be a hit? I don't know what even a hit is. Is it 100 million, 150 million? Will this be a box office success? I'll name the movie. You guys will trade off. Hit or no hit. We got to come up with a better name.
No, we're buying or selling. So the first one will go to Jacob. The second will go to me. And like this, we'll just do it like that.
Are we buying or selling? Oh, and do you want me to give you the budgets? Because that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now we're going to have some fun. And all right, here we go. And this is basically in the order of release for the rest of the year. All right. First up, from Sony Pictures, and I don't want opinions here. I want your real takes. I mean, I do want opinions, but just because you hate something doesn't mean you should sell it.
So we're pretending we're a studio, and it's
You're
like we're
studio.
prospecting. We're going to buy it. We want to make money. Okay.
I watch Trading Places. I know how to invest now. All right. First one, June 7th, Bad Boys Ride or Die. It's the fourth movie of the Bad Boys franchise. Will Smith's return, $90 million. Abigail, buying or selling?
Selling.
So you don't think it's going to do well?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know if I have to go into all the reasons.
Like when was the last Bad Boys movie?
Bad Boys
I've never seen any. I don't know anything about these movies. I've never seen any of them.
Bad Boys for Life. Oh, it was in 2020.
Wait,
interesting.
What? So it was only 4 years ago?
Was it Bad Boys for Life?
Netflix movie?
No, it made $400 million.
Oh.
Weird.
I'm buying. I think Bad Boys is going to be very successful.
You like those movies, yeah.
I really don't. I like the first two Bad Boys. Jacob, buying or selling?
I'm not buying anything with Will Smith.
Okay.
We've
immediately thrown it out the window.
Stock is dropped.
I don't know enough about that franchise or its popularity to take a chance on.
Fair enough. Disney Pixar Inside Out 2, budget of $175 million. Jacob?
Oh, I think that first one did really well. I'd buy that.
All right.
Same.
I've never seen it, but I think that was one of the ones that was like I feel like a lot of people really like that movie. It did well. I don't know. That's off the top of my head. I don't know. I feel like Disney Pixar you always buy.
Yeah, that's a buy.
The first one made almost $900 million worldwide.
Jesus Christ.
Buy.
Yeah.
But sell your orange juice concentrate. All right. Abigail, you're up.
Mm-hmm.
A Quiet Place Day 1.
Is this the fourth? The third?
The third.
Has a budget that has not been reported publicly. It's a prequel, obviously.
God, this is tough because it's not familiar territory. I haven't seen these movies. I think I'd buy it just based on the fact that there's brand recognition, and I believe the first one did like bonkers numbers. And
people like those movies.
Yeah, people really like
horror. Does well. Always buy horror.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Buy-in.
You guys are like investors. This is fun.
You've made us investors.
It's Shark Tank, but we're buying the movies.
All right. Should we just skip Despicable Me 4? Because who fucking cares?
Sell.
I'm going to buy it.
Those movies do well.
I know why you're buying it.
All right. Twisters.
Buy.
You guys are so funny. You guys, I could just.
Well,
let's make it like The Pit.
What's the budget?
$200 million budget on Twisters.
I'm buying Twisters, and I'm buying it because it was the original was the second highest grossing movie of like it was behind Titanic, and that's it, I think, or something like that. You know what I mean?
So you think Twisters could be the big hit of the summer?
I think it could be. Like, am I really, really anticipating it going crazy? No, but people on Twitter seem to be really excited about it, and that is strange to me. But if you look at the like hashtag for it. There's like a lot of buzz going around, and I think they're betting on it doing well.
Glenn Powell's got some, he's coming up.
He's got some. So I would buy Twisters.
Mm-hmm.
Buying out?
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Lainey Wilson on the soundtrack, guys.
Yeah, you got Lainey Wilson. You got Glenn Powell, and Yeah, it's Twisters. It's something that like shouldn't be made again. It's something that was kind of laughable, I suppose, for a lot of people.
I'm not sure it
to
should have
think
been made
about.
the first time, but it's great.
Oh, absolutely should have, and it's got a level of camp.
Twins.
Yeah,
Dude, yesterday I was watching Ryan
a
Hall,
rabid
y'all,
fan base.
and they were like, he was like, beep, beep. Ryan, we got twins. I was like,
They said it.
they said twins. All right, so Twister.
We're buying Twister.
Yeah, because nobody's been shoving Twister down our throats like the last couple of years. It's not like here's another Twister and another Twister. It's like finally we're getting Twister.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Buy.
We're buying.
Buying the fuck
Buying
out
the
of
fuck
it.
out of
Buying
it.
it. We already bought our goddamn tickets.
I don't even know what the budget was, but that movie is going to be.
It's
that
gonna
movie
kill.
might save the summer.
We need
It might save Marvel.
It might
Oh, yeah.
save Marvel. Now I don't have a budget on this. I'm assuming it's probably somewhere between $60 and $80 million. Alien Romulus. Will people flock to the theaters for Alien?
Stay away.
Here's the thing. I don't know how the last movie in the franchise was pretty terrible. But Alien is a solid property that I don't think will ever come in under par. You buy Alien no matter what, every time.
That's a sick golf
Bye,
reference.
Ridley Scott.
And this is a. Oh, did I just accidentally do a
You
sports
said
reference?
comes in under par. I was like, oh wow.
my god! Also,
That's
I think
cool.
this one's going to be good. I think this
Yeah.
one's going to be good.
Covenant made $75 million in America or North America. 240 total. I do think international audiences will flock to an Alien.
But this is also like Alien Part 8.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like these movies are going to happen until the end of time.
All right, coming up with $170 million budget. Beetlejuice. We talked about it earlier. Abigail, will this be a hit?
Whether it is or isn't, I'm going to buy it because I think people will go see it.
I don't know. I wonder if Beetlejuice has the same kind of like. Do people internationally care about Beetlejuice, or is it like is it very American? Like I don't know.
You got the musical, the Broadway, and I feel like the Tim Burton cult's going to keep it alive and make it do well.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope this movie does good. Like you said, Tim Burton has maybe kind of fallen off, but I think maybe he could, maybe he could score a rebound. You know what I mean? And then maybe this movie would be good.
It's so crazy to me. The original Beetlejuice made $75 million, which is like a third of what Ghostbusters made. Yet I feel like there's a
Yeah, but that was in 1989.
Yeah, times are different, money's different.
no,
You mean the original
Ghostbusters,
Made a third of the original
yeah.
Ghostbusters. Well, what was Tim Burton? Tim Burton had made Pee-wee.
Pee-wee. I think that was it.
And is that it? Also, like Michael Keaton was around. What year did this come out? The same year as what year did they do Batman?
89. I think Beetlejuice was 88, maybe.
Yeah, it had to be after Batman.
Yeah. Beetlejuice was before Batman.
All right.
Okay, couple more to go. We're going to save the box office one movie at a time. Joker, Folie à Deux. The first one really overperformed. Do people care this time around?
I would buy it, but I want it to fail.
Buying it, but not watching it.
I'm gonna buy it so I can delete it. Like they, can I do that?
I think we should have a
Yeah.
studio. I think we would have.
think it would.
Batwoman movie.
I think it will probably. I mean, if the first one did really well, I think it will probably do well. I don't
Now
know.
this is an interesting one because I don't know if any of us care about the original, but it's getting a lot of hype. Gladiator 2.
What?
I think the baby boomers will probably come out for this one. Like, I'd probably buy it. I was a fan of the first Gladiator. Like, I enjoyed
What's
seeing
the
it.
sequel about?
The afterlife, like when he goes to fucking heavens.
Wait, I've never seen Gladiator.
Makes no sense. I feel like it would be a movie that you'll enjoy.
Gladiator 2, Pedro Pascal, Paul Mescal, Denzel Washington, Barry Keoghan.
I mean, that's a cast.
Yeah, it's a strong
cast.
cast.
But who knows?
You're gonna get dad's asses.
Reported budget 250 to 300 million. Oh boy. All right,
Wow.
Ridley Scott.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell it.
I think it'll do well, but I don't know if it's gonna do that well. All right. and then a bunch of bullshit to round out the year. We should do a fuck budget with the next 5 things coming out of my mouth.
Do it right now.
All right,
do it right now, and only put this part on Patreon.
Yeah,
because we owe Patreon.
Fucking losers, you're not going to hear this.
We owe
All
Patreon.
right.
Fucking,
all right.
So let's just do it as a
then we're gonna end this episode, and then the secret fuck budget.
Yep.
For the last 5 movies.
Join Patreon.
Join Patreon.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.